I'd like to just talk a little bit about different methods of evaluation, a number of which I attach as documents to the portfolio. I guess beginning with the most thorough evaluation I'm involved with, outside of my Croydon work, that is. For the BTM, the Buy, Try, Multi and the Eye Opener training courses, we provide a final report which we as trainers take responsibility for on a rotational basis. So, for example, with the BTM, I'm attaching the report for the Luxembourg BTM, which was in 2010, as that was the last time I was the report trainer as opposed to the contact trainer who has responsibility for liaising with the host organisation and participants. So I attached the BTM Luxembourg report. The BTM report is really circulated to a number of stakeholders, particularly the commissioners of the training, namely the national agencies who've bought into the training course. Clearly they want to see results in terms of their participants, the learning that their participants evaluate for themselves, assess at the end of the course. The BTM final report is based on pre and post questionnaires which all the participants complete, which really is a measure of their learning in different aspects of the training course itself, and that's self-evident in the report which is attached. We also note feedback from participants throughout the course, and then we also have a collective final evaluation in addition to the individual post-questionnaire format. And in the final evaluation we ask a variety of questions about the venue, about the pace of the programme, about the free time, about the learning resources available, and we add that information into the final report. We also consult with the national agency representatives involved with the course. That will always be national agency officers of the host NA. They help deliver the core course from a logistical and pastoral point of view. So we get feedback from them, and we also get feedback from any other national agency officers who have attended the course as partly as observers and partly as active deliverers, in that there are one or two of the activities with which they are involved in delivering. And we circulate the report to the various national agencies involved so that they can make any comments before the report becomes public. So that's the BTM. The Eye Opener, which again as trainers we share the responsibility for producing. The Eye Opener is organised in a way that the report is organised in such a way that you can go to the page to look at the views of a particular group. So, for example, you can go to one page to find the views of the participants, or the evaluation of the participants. Another part of the report is the feedback from the youth workers involved in the course. Another part is the team, and finally there's the national agency again that has hosted or has been involved. So the Eye Opener report is organised, I think, in a more accessible way, in a simpler way than the BTM report, but both rely on, they're both Excel documents, and they both rely on helpful graphs, in my opinion, to to demonstrate the learning of participants and other developments. That's examples of two full reports. Another example of evaluation is the final evaluation that learners undertake individually at the end of the Level 2 certificate and the Level 3 diploma in youth work practice courses that I've been running. This final evaluation, and again I attach a couple of examples of completed forms. These are evaluations in which learners assess the learning that they've achieved during the course, but also the learning that they've been able to practically implement and ways in which that has affected their youth work. This document it's a valuable document for the learners themselves and becomes part of their portfolio, but it's also a valuable document for myself as the trainer and for the training providers, the college, for example, and the employers, the London Apprenticeship Company or Kensington and Chelsea Youth Support Development Service. So that's another evaluation method on an individual basis which I use. And finally, as an example of a couple of collective evaluation methods, I like to use something called the dartboard or the target. This is a target drawn on a flip chart or made in sand if you're in an outdoor context and you've got those resources to use. And it's a target broken up into different segments, any number of segments that you wish. So for example 6, 8, 10 segments, and each of the segments represents one component of the course. So for example the flow of the program or the flow of the course could be one of the segments. Each learner comes up and puts a mark within that segment. The closer they put the mark to the centre of the target or the dartboard, the closer to the centre, the more satisfied they are with that particular component. So in this case, a mark near the centre would suggest that they've enjoyed the flow of the programme, it's suited them. A mark at the very edge of the circle of the target of that particular segment would imply that the flow of the programme hadn't been to their liking at all. And in that way each learner goes up, they put their marks in each of the segments, and at the end you get a very helpful and interesting collective picture of how people feel. It can be anonymous, nobody needs to know who's put which mark where.